In this video, we're going to show you how to deal with those annoying keys. Vampires and werewolves are actually descendants of Alexander. Unfortunately, his clan ended up as servants. 3 hours later, after confirming the coast was clear, Lucian sent Sonja on her way. But he didn't realize that Victor's historian, Thurs, was nearby, witnessing all of it. Just then, a vampire squad was escorting a human noble through the Black Forest. Suddenly, a pair of wolf claws shot up from the ground and yanked the vampire-ridden horses underground. Sonja quickly reacted and took out the primitive werewolf charging at her, but the invasion was just getting started. Countless primitive werewolves burst out of the forest like rockets, going wild on everyone in sight. Sonja fought bravely, but there were just too many primitive werewolves, and the slaves brought by the human nobles were nearly wiped out. Then, one brave black slave stepped up instead of standing around waiting for doom like the others, she jumped right into the brawl with the primitive werewolves. Primitive werewolves attacked, instantly having vampire fighters. Nobles looked up in panic, then a werewolf grabbed one from the cart. Lucian, worried about Sonja's safety, put aside clan loyalties and took out the werewolf in front of him, only then realizing how tenacious the black slave really was. With no time to lose, he saw a werewolf climbing onto the cart and leapt to confront it. Sonja sensed a werewolf trying to sneak attack and dashed in, taking it out in one swing, but her attention was on her lover, leaving her vulnerable. Unfortunately, a charging primitive werewolf grabbed her and dragged her underground. Primitive werewolves tore at her, but vines gave Sonja a chance to fight back. Times while spotting an underground oddity afar, Lucian swiftly stabbed a primal werewolf's head, altering the scene. After a hard-fought battle, he finally pulled Sonja out, but his team was starting to wear out. He watched as primitive werewolves continued to pour out of the Black Forest. See, things were looking grim. With the situation deteriorating, Lucian could hold back no more. In a fit of rage, his beloved undid the collar around her neck, and he felt his body rapidly expanding. To everyone's surprise, the primitive werewolves felt something was off and stopped their attack. They stood there like confused children, paralyzed with fear, even starting to retreat at Lucian's furious roar. Under Lucian's threat, the primitive werewolves retreated slowly into the forest. Lucian didn't expect it. He was on fire as a wolf king when suddenly a branch shot out and knocked him down. It was Victor leading the vampire army. Seeing his daughter come to rescue, Lucian sent Victor into a complete rage. He knew Lucian shouldn't have taken the collar off under his protection, so the vampires began doling out punishment. The vampire strung Lucian up on the punishment rack, and the overseer started with his taunts. "I'll be in charge of this punishment," he said, swinging a whip that struck down hard on Lucian's back, sending waves of pain through him. Despite Lucian's determination, his back quickly laid open under the lashes, and this was just the beginning of his fun. The slaves watching couldn't take it anymore and tried to resist, but quickly fell silent under the guard's suppression. Even as Lucian was tortured, his heart ached all the more upon seeing his beloved weeping in pain too. "I must be free." That thought crystallized in his mind for the very first time. After his 30 lashes, he was unceremoniously tossed into a dark cell. Meanwhile, the savior got help from a black slave to revive him with water. After a few hours of recovery, Lucian felt much better. Just then, Sonja snuck in to check on him. Time was pressing, so Lucian told Sonja that historians had once warned him to be cautious. There must be a reason if he hadn't told Victor about their relationship. He urged Sonja to find this, believing he could help him escape from captivity. Meanwhile, in the vampire hall, all the council members were gathering as the banquet doors swung open. The nobles arrived, bringing loads of gold and silver to express their loyalty. However, Victor was not impressed, pointing out that the man had the largest silver mine but had to close it due to infection from the primitive werewolves. After assuring them, Victor immediately demanded that he pay half of the mine's profits for their protection. Hearing this, the noble couldn't bear it and said under Victor's guard, the Black Forest teemed with werewolves and the castle was attacked. He rallied the other nobles, mocking Victor and declaring that everyone in the castle was cursed and no longer human. Fueled by the man's taunts, Victor charged in and grabbed him by the throat, smashing him into a nearby stone wall. Human nobles present were terrified. Nobody wanted to be the next target. Meanwhile, the vampires looked at the werewolf slaves like pets, occasionally tossing them scraps to watch them fight. Lucian felt a pang in his heart witnessing his fellow clansmen in such a miserable state, and he grasped the struggling werewolf, shouting out, "You also have the right to resist." The prison fell silent immediately. The unfortunate night in the banquet hall finally came to an end, as Victor found Sonja to discuss Lucian and hinted at replacing him with another werewolf. Sonja was puzzled. Victor explained that someone warned him Lucian might rebel, so he decided to eliminate Lucian. Faced with her father's scrutiny, Sonja composed herself and recommended 2 werewolves to Victor said he'd consider them and then left. Sonja went to find this to get to the bottom of things. Under his gentle questioning, Sonja was hoping to get more opportunities to uncover the truth.